There's the computer lady. And happy leap game.
The leap game.
Yeah.
February 29th. Woo!
Oh, it's a
Woo!
That's when we're doing it.
Damn it.
And leap into what we did.
We leap into these mushroomy leaves.
Yes.
Into the pain and suffering that is due to us all.
That's life.
So during the last session, the Unlucky Bunch decided to avoid all the guards and the whole frontal assault routine. Sadly for me, also skipped over the option where I would have claimed all of your equipment. That was sort of sad for me.
For
Smart
you.
thinking on your part, but you know.
Oh yeah, just give us and surrender us your equipment. It'll be totally fine. Definitely surrender it to the corrupt government organization and group of criminals. We'll totally get it back.
Here's
So,
the chit.
Off you went around the back entrance, sort of feeling, sneaking up, scaling up the side of the plateau just outside the Terremoto district. You guys found the entrance to the hidden grotto. You got down in there and splashed through the water, moving deeper underground. Eventually, you had to essentially swim through what amounted to a big pipe, popping up into a fountain in an underground garden. Spores were in the air as the vegetation itself rose up and attacked you as interlopers to the garden. Some serious poisons and some serious hallucinogenics flying back and forth and fired around, slowing or incapacitating a couple of you. And the others of you went toe to toe and slugged it out with your salad. Now what you've got is essentially a big pile of mulch. And in the end, you were triumphant, but there certainly was a cost.
Oh.
So that's where we're at. Now, when we stopped, you had piled all of the remains into the one corner.
Mm-hmm.
And you had begun the process of looking around at your surroundings, which you had not really had the opportunity to do.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that you hadn't noticed certain things. So now the question becomes, what do you do?
Okay.
Check
Is
for
it-
traps.
Has it been a sufficient amount of time where I am no longer comatose on the ground?
It takes you still probably another couple of minutes to really come out of that stunned condition. Whatever it was that they hit you with had some serious punch to it.
So while we're waiting for him to come to, the 3 stairs.
Yep.
That what do they lead to? I'm standing right in front of one, so I might know what's right behind me.
It's right in front of you, actually. So the little steps, it's almost like each of those little stairs leads to its own door.
Mm-hmm.
If you were of a particular mindset, you'd be like, huh, these all look like they're vaguely like there's wooden doors and there's carvings in them. Essentially artwork, and it looks as though these are all, glancing at them, they're all nature-based things. Give a roll for whatever the knowledge religion amounts to these days.
I have a bookkeeping question that I realized I never asked you, DM. Because I also have a necklace of fireballs, but I don't know how many beads are on it. The DMG base, I don't know if you've changed it, is 1d6 plus 3.
I have it written down. I will have to track it down. because it was less than the full amount. I want to say it was 4 or 5.
I thought
Okay.
it was 5. The number 5 was my guess.
Yeah, I thought it was 5 as well.
Okay, I'll write down 5.
Okay.
It was almost relevant last session, so I realized I should probably ask.
Yep.
So in answer to your question, I got 13 on a knowledge religion.
As you're looking at it, it's almost like there's a disconnect. Like, this looks like a religious thing, but it's not any religion that you recognize.
My druid senses are tingling. It's either that or the drugs are wearing off.
Yeah, well, while the drugs are wearing off, I specifically looked to see if each individual door seems to be disjointed from the other two.
Yes.
Does it look like so each one's telling a different story and they do not look cohesive?
Different pattern,
Right. That's fine.
not
Okay.
story.
Hey, look at that. Now we've almost got the
Just in time for the loot.
yeah, really.
Yeah, she heard we were going through treasure.
There was a sense.
It works
Can
for
I
loot
take a look at
and
those
small
doors,
children.
or am I still high?
Oh,
You are still high as fuck. You've gotta be.
You are slowly coming down.
Okay.
From
You're going to be
bad
like a
trip.
round or two behind.
Fair.
Behind Azathan, because you were a round or two behind him to get hit.
Yes, I was.
Hi.
How did WW Children go?
I'm here now.
Excellent.
Cool.
That counts.
Flying elbow from the top rope.
Night night.
We transitioned to a twin bed, and apparently I'm the only one who can put him to bed since that
Big-time cage
transition.
match.
So
Cage match.
And
So-
it's Thea from the top row with the chair.
Nice. So
no, it's
essentially,
dodging elbows and feet that kick at my face.
uh,
And it's not
Oh, I
always
miss
every
that
time
age.
do I see it in the dark. So sometimes I do get a surprise kick in the face.
Kids are delightful.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
so when I look at the doors, all
Yes.
3 of them, is there an obvious grab here to open or okay?
Yep.
Can I
Absolutely
take a look
is.
at these as well and see?
Yes. Everyone else, if you want to. Why is this not working? Okay, there we go.
I've got a 15.
Me and technology having a fail. Shocking no one.
I was about to say, and none of us are surprised.
And Thea, if you're interested, it's a religion roll to take a look at these dissimilar doors. Each one is different carvings, different stuff. They do
And
not seem related. So
they are all nature themed.
and the best I've been able to get out of it is it looks vaguely religious like. You know, pious and stuff.
I got a
Yes,
17.
I like pies. Where are the pies?
That's perfect.
That's such a Dundon response.
But I like pie.
Bye.
So
Come back, bring pie.
it's none of you are really. You're all kind of just sort of confused. You're like, look, all this stuff looks very religious, but none of it matches any known religion that you've encountered.
All right.
I think it's about now where the effects are starting to wear off.
Sure.
Ow.
Right about now?
You back with us, Azathan?
As best I can be. What DM, can you remind me what hit me last time? I know it was one of the myconids.
They had in their basically in their bludgeoning attack, there were little almost like needle-like objects that came out of the end of their arm
I'm going to assume one or two of those are stuck, a little stuck. And I will slowly pull one of these out and examine it real quick. Can I make a medicine check just to see
Sure.
if I can identify anything about, well, would it be medicine or nature?
Go with medicine because unless you have specifically encountered these as a people or race before, you really wouldn't know.
Given my particular domain, I'd likely be familiar with them, but likely not have experienced many of them firsthand.
Well, you got first and second hand on that one.
Yes, I did, and I'm so glad you said medicine because I'm so much better at medicine. Well, I say so. Oh, yes. That is I brain, do math.
They said there'd be no math.
24. There we go.
If you were guessing, you'd seen other medicine that you use in a much smaller way when they're doing things like treating patients or you know what I mean, like sort of trying
So
to
this is
numb
a
areas or
very
get them to be non-responsive.
this is a very concentrated.
It's like super powered anesthetic kind of, but it's
Which
mixed with something from these mushroom things, and you're just like, ooh.
and that goes in the bag. I pull it out of me and it goes into the bag.
Trippy.
Okay, ow. I will get up. And now that we have a moment to spare, I see the pile of myconids and the fucking shambling mound and the other doors. Are there any symbols in these doors that I recognize?
Roll it.
Religion?
Yep.
Okay. That is one I am not as. That is a lucky me, a 21, because I only have a +3.
Nice.
You're still you're like, no, clearly nature, you're all correct. You've got the general gist of the whole thing, and it's just not.
Wow.
None of you are getting it.
Huh. I have no fucking clue what this is. This seems like what. So back when we were going through the resort,
The spa.
the spa,
Yeah, the Dwarven Spa.
we uncovered that tapestry that kicked way back to older connections to different religions and things like that.
Yep.
Does this seem like this is in that same vein?
It's entirely likely
Mm-hmm.
that it is something very similar to that.
Okay.
Where you're like, oh, maybe all of these went away, or maybe none of these are here anymore, or never were,
These are old gods.
or different. Because if you
Okay.
remember, the tapestry and all of the art that went along with that were essentially based around the sphere
Mm-hmm.
of influence that is your world.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a number of others that were outside of that sphere.
Right. So this very well may be more of those, but we're uncertain as to what those are.
Correct.
I think this would be worth revisiting. I say this as I am still pulling these fucking little needles out of my chest, putting them into the bag.
Okay, I'm back. Okay.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back, Elsbeth. Pulls a long needle out of his fucking torso and puts it in the bag.
Thea, I'm standing here in front of a door. Can you help me out?
Oh, yeah.
My only piece of equipment that I had to make sure I had when I came in here.
Hold on. Before she touches anything,
Okay.
I wanted
Tap-
to
I'm
check
gonna
out this guy.
tap into the site real quick and just check the door.
That's also why we had the bodies there, so you can sweep those while you're at it.
Yeah.
They're in the right direction.
I was
As
gonna
then,
swipe through them,
as
and then
you
I can do the door.
tap into the site, you kind of you're like, oh, all right, let's do this. And you relax and you let the sight go, and you are actually actively shocked by the glow that is all around where you are, almost as if you are inside a sphere. Things in here are your normal inside this room.
This is protected.
Bigger than that.
Oh God.
What's
There's
up,
something
Azathan?
in there.
Give me a minute.
Not the room.
Just
It's almost like at just past the edge of the room, you see the wall of a big sphere
okay.
arching up over the ceiling.
So, for my own mental picturing, are we inside this sphere, or is it like the
Yes.
sphere is next to? Okay, so we
You
are
are on the
inside
inside.
this. So this is project. It's either projecting this sphere, or the sphere is enclosing this area. One of the two.
Even bigger.
Oh,
Like someone's trying to contain
I
the tomb.
don't know.
I have a question for visualizations purposes.
Uh-huh.
The sphere Azathan is seeing, is it isolating like this whole massive chamber we're in, or is it like the entire
Bigger.
So it
tomb?
like
All right,
the.
so let me all right, hang on.
Yep, we have a
Neutral.
graphical reference for a reason.
While he's doing that,
Let's
did we get experience points?
We'll
Yes.
talk later. Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we've got a set number for you. I'll put it in chat.
draw. Circle.
Okay, I get the feeling that it's
Oh.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's like the whole place.
Like that.
Okay.
okay. So
That's
this
what I
is
needed to know.
all right. Yeah. I will do my best to communicate that information that we are inside just this massive sphere of raw magic. Ow. I'm going to step out of the sight. Elsbeth, I would not suggest looking into the sight. That hurt.
Okay.
I assume that that was sufficiently blinding that nothing in this room stood out as being magical in nature.
It wasn't even so much that it's blinding.
Mhm.
It's more that you're encapsulated, and that's extremely unusual.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's even when we were around the trees in the center of the groves, there was nothing quite like this.
Never
Correct.
like this.
All
All right.
Elsbeth and Azathan, give me 20 siders on whatever is the best of your magical intuition knowledge kind of
Arcana.
Um,
thing as you're talking about it.
I would assume I would take this from magic and such. I guess it would be Arcana, I guess, because of my magic, it could see nature of sorts.
Either one, whatever's better.
They're the same for me because
18.
I assume this is not a perception check. So
Is perception better?
yes, yeah.
Go with that and give it a +2 for the other
Oh,
stuff.
Jesus. Okay.
Yep. If I'm rolling just Arcana, it's an 18.
Okay.
But I've got like every knowledge skill ever.
So with that extra +2, that's a +9. So that's a 27.
Okay. You were the one who was looking. And
Yes.
as you're explaining it, Elsbeth, you're like, oh, I'm thinking I'm kind of making the connections here. But while you were looking and you thought about the trees and the other groves, what were the common things about the other groves?
There was a chain.
There was always the chain. There was always that core of power. There's no chain here.
So this is basically so if those chains acted as a sort of conduit and core for power, I'm gonna move that over there. It's almost would it be fair to say that this is almost a font or some place where this kind of just power just naturally flows from?
Or it's a shelter keeping it out.
Interesting. Which also would probably explain why the nature in here was so warped, because it's been disconnected from everything else.
I might be misremembering. I'm trying to remember the description of the chained god we got from the spire. Because it's something from outside that's being held in, and it's I equated it to like the center of a black hole. Or I'm trying to remember the description. Fuck.
Very, very, very similar concept of they intended to capture because of when the amount of power that was moving, you get a similar effect. You get that draw.
Yeah.
Remind me, the chain-bound god. That's also the traveling god, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Which is not how the followers of Nox believe.
Not they don't believe that he was a traveling god, or that
they call Nox the traveler.
But he's not the traveler.
Fascinating. Okay.
So we don't know of a chain at this location.
Correct.
You don't see anything that even remotely resembles it.
This is completely alien compared to the other places that we've been in. And I feel like that is more unnerving.
Yes.
But the only way we're going to find out is if we get to the center of this shit.
I'm just hoping we're not at, for lack of a better descriptor, ground zero.
Well, we're either at ground zero or the fallout shelter, one of the two. Because
so we got doors going up and stairs going down. Is that what that is?
I think we were looking at.
Okay.
We were looking at this one.
As you are so focused, and so you've been so as you start to look around, Dundon. As soon as you say that, you're like, dude, did you look behind you? Because there is a corridor out. And as you continue to look, you do realize that the other corner of the room does leave, but all of you have been so busy and so preoccupied. It takes that until that moment when Dundon looks around and goes, wait, which way are we going? Okay. Before you realize you hadn't even no one had even looked left or right.
Yeah.
We were pretty much. Yeah, we kind of just got in here and then the combat started, so our attention was been fixated on this box. Let's clear these rooms before we go any further. I don't feel like getting snuck up on.
Thea wants to go through the streamy bodies and see if there's anything
watch for anything pokey. Don't get poked.
I was gonna say, do me a favor, roll a 20-sider.
Fuck.
I do have gloves that keep me from getting pricked, though.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Look at that. You getting repeatedly stabbed with needles has a benefit.
That's the one piece of the costume that I got from that fancy district that I refused to take off.
Yep. So just tell me if you roll a 1, otherwise the search goes without incident.
No, I did not roll a 1.
Okay. Excellent. The search goes without incident.
Right, you were dressed as the fishmonger's wife.
Uh-huh.
And so the gloves to avoid getting stabbed with fishing
Needles.
hooks.
Yep.
Yeah, because I don't have any more potions of strength to bring you back.
See, dressing up can be helpful.
No complaints.
What you find as you're sort of moving through all of this salad is, as you're looking, you find that there are still a couple of the mushroom folk that are relatively intact, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
But if you combine with Azathan, it seems like you should be able to pull. They have like little pockets,
Mm-hmm.
globe pieces inside them. You should be able to pull 6 full doses of that poison that they hit you with.
Oh.
If
Is the
you
word you're looking
take
for sack?
Or
If you-
gland.
a gland,
Gland.
there you go. You should be able to
Venom
pull
sac.
6 full doses of that if you take your time and harvest and do the whole vial
Yes,
thing.
please.
I
I have 4 vials.
will assist. I'm going to apologize and say thank you to each one of these myconids that we're going through. And as we go through that, I'm going to take, with just using my knife, take small samples of the caps, because I know that's where the spores are held. And into the bag they go.
As a note, Azathan, we need 100 gold pieces worth of herbs or mushrooms for your restoration of your staff.
Thank
These
you.
might be ideal.
There's a bunch of random stuff in here. You will easily be able to round up a bunch of things.
There is enough here that it would take me some serious time to process these down, and then that isn't even including the garden, because I would want to look through there, but I don't think we have the time quite yet.
Okay, just that's part of the recipe.
Yes, thank you for reminding me.
It's actually the recipe is actually on my character sheet.
I'm glad. Could you later on send that to me?
Oh, okay. Here, I'll ping you now. Well,
yeah.
Okay.
Elspeth's just keeping an eye out for anything coming up right now.
Reasonable. Let's keep these here. Let's deal with this, and then we can process the bodies later.
Let's think about not opening doors before we look everywhere else, because
You want to leave these behind us for something to come out of?
I'm more concerned about what might come out of them if we open the door.
Yeah, but if we do it one at a time.
Yeah, it's not like we're going to open all 3 all at once.
We at least collect the poison.
How's everybody doing for health?
Oh, I absolutely need to take a sit down and rest, because I got the shit beaten out of me.
Yeah, life sucks.
I got the brakes beaten off of me during that.
Why don't we think about that before we go ahead and open the door?
We can
But
open
ended
doors.
on a short rest because I put the alarm. My last notes are that I put the alarm spell on the doorways from the last game.
Reasonable, whichever you guys want to do.
I was late, so
I think this would be a good
short rest is fine.
Where this is now where alarms are going on the doors, things like that. Remind me for short rest rules, how many of my hit dice can I use?
Any you want.
Okay,
as many as you want.
Let's
Traditionally, what I'll do is I'll roll one at a time.
Yep, that's kind of my plan at this point.
But you only get half of them back on a long rest at a time. Half your total.
Which is fine. 2.
I didn't take damage, so I'm okay.
3.
wait, how do you calculate the short rest?
4.
Are you planning on using hit dice to heal?
5.
I mean, it only takes elves 4 hours, a short rest anyways, for us to
That's a long rest. Long rests, you only sleep for 4 hours.
Yeah, short rest
Short rest is about an hour. Rules is written.
and
Because
think-
you're a warlock, any spell slots you spent come back.
I knew that one. I just didn't know about the hit points.
So you have 7 hit dice because you're 7th
Yes.
level. You can spend
Oh.
up to 7
to
of
get
them
health back.
to get health back. No con bonus. It's just a straight roll, correct?
I think it's with con bonus.
It is with con bonus?
Oh,
I'm
Oh.
pretty sure it is. I wrote that down, but I can
Okay.
double check.
you know,
Please do. I'm
I'm
not
just
familiar
gonna
with
give
this
myself-
5e thing.
I'm just gonna give myself one of my hit dice back because that was about enough. Because I didn't calculate my con bonus for any of those. Okay.
I can look that up later. My buck's out of reach,
Okay.
so
Either way. So we take about an hour of downtime. We can do lightweight activities in that time, such as opening doors.
Well, but if that disrupts it,
Yeah, if it disrupts it.
then we've got an hour later. Okay, fine.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things. We can do it at the end of a short rest. We could do it at the beginning. We could do it in the middle.
Let's,
I'm
let's
just
let's
worried
get
about
through the
waiting
short
too
rest,
long.
given everybody's worries about wounds.
Sure.
So we've officially short rested. Thea, could you please, as I've been sitting here on this step for an hour,
Oh man.
We're gonna check for trap.
Hey,
she can learn.
Hooray!
Okay.
Hooray! 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 Hooray!
That is a 16.
You are absolutely confident that there are no traps on this door.
cool.
Okay. Did anyone just check to see if it's unlocked?
No
We've
one
learned
has
not to
tried
touch
anything.
things. Yeah, we've
Oh,
learned
no
not to
one's
touch
touched the door or
things. Yeah,
anything? Oh,
nobody touches things until you touch them first. It's a rule.
okay. Well, Thea's gonna try the door, see if it opens up.
It does indeed open.
this is just like a shed full of fertilizer or some shit.
Actually, no. As she opens the door, you can
Fuck.
see there's light
Oh,
and there's a brazier
Oh
with
my.
glowing coals and a statue of a frog,
uh-huh.
and scattered around on the floor, almost as if this was a shrine, are various gems and coins.
Don't
Don't
take
take the thing.
anything.
Now, these coins, are they all local
Sweet
affiliate
Jesus.
coins or are they
Hmm?
a cultish coin?
Nope. Gold and platinum.
Thea,
Thea,
wait.
Thea.
For the love of every deity ever.
You're pretty
Wait.
sure you're pretty sure you see a diamond in there.
Ooh, is it worth 300 gold piece?
No idea. You'd
You
have
have
to
to get
pick
it
it up and
appraised.
examine it.
Don't anger the
Don't.
frog god.
Don't steal from this church. Jesus Christ. What is it with you going into places and stealing stealing their important stuff?
It's like making change in the collection plate.
This is
I just
almost
read
as
the
Everyone's
Distribute.
done that.
this is
I'm
almost
just
as
redistributing
sacrilegious.
knowledge.
No, you're redistributing wealth
Oh,
from the
my
gods to your pocket.
Oh, all the gods were gonna die.
This is almost as sacrilegious as me taking a donation back from a baptism
I'm just
bowl.
gonna move over here.
He's gonna look at that diamond.
Everyone backed up.
We just all heard the ooh shiny. And it's just no.
I'm made of tissue paper. Someone else has to go in there.
Yeah, me.
Yes.
Thea.
I'm hiding in the hallway.
Thea, this is the Temple of the Willing all over again. You know this, right?
We got some good things out of there.
Yeah,
I mean, yes, there
no,
was some
no.
mishaps, but
Some?
Some mishaps.
some.
Define some mishaps for me, Thea. I feel like it seems like you have a particular impulse for shiny objects. Are you sure you're not part bird?
Eh,
I don't like the lack of confidence you just gave me.
You,
I'm just.
you
Mhm.
did say you picked up one of the diamonds to examine it, yes?
Yes, I did.
Fuck.
Do you have some version of appraise or ability to figure out value?
There's not on the skill list. No.
No, but I
mean-
do for rip and tear. Hold on.
Me,
Let me find
I'm
my
a
notes.
dwarf.
We do literally have a dwarf.
I mine things.
I have advantage on all investigation checks related to finding treasure.
Okay.
Of course you do. Oh, oh my
That's so cool.
various gods. That's cool,
Do
but
you-
also
So to do that, you have one of them out in your hand still?
Oh dear Lord.
Yes?
Yep. Yep.
The eye opens.
Leading the witness.
And it's almost like it goes boop, 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 and it spots all this stuff on the floor, like right away.
Theo, what the fuck was that? Why
Uh,
does your knife have an eyeball?
well, I don't know.
You
But
don't.
But their names are Rip and Tear. They seem quite nice. Quite handy, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I do.
I want you to
Excuse me,
know
why
that-
are you calling for me?
that deafening pause is canon. Thea, there is so much we need to talk about, but not right here. And let's not take things. I'm going to take the gem and I'm going to set it back on the floor. We don't know who these are yet. Let's not go pilfer things.
Can Thea use sleight of hand and see if she
Oh.
can get the other diamond then?
You got it.
It would be against my perception.
Do it.
Test
Try
the
it.
roll.
Fine.
Test the roll. Test the roll.
That's because I have a 24.
20 oh, not 20, but 27.
Mm.
Thea. I am right here.
Smacking her hand with the ruler.
He's not going to miss one.
We don't know who that is. You are taking it in front of an avatar, effectively.
I
I
don't
may have
actually know
taken
that, but-
worse.
We don't know that. We're in totally new situations. It could live in this fucking house.
Well,
If
how
you
do
want
you
to take his
do?
shit.
I hate to be
It
that
was in
guy,
their
but
will.
Eric, I have a question.
Sure.
How
Oh.
loud is Azathan being right now?
Actually, from inside the little room, inside the little shrine, it's muffled fairly well.
Okay, because
fuck
these
you,
are
Terrence.
shown in sound and bounces. I wanted to be sure.
It's yes, but you've got the garden and the greenery that's muffling that.
And the
To some
pile of
degree.
corpses of soft matter in this tiny room.
I had to ask.
Shut up, Terrence.
It's okay, don't worry. I'm tracking stuff like that.
I don't like you.
Please recall how the guards were outside.
Yeah. Thea. Not. No. We have other rooms. Let's not.
But you
guys.
never know when things can come in handy.
Okay, no.
Have you not
We're-
learned this yet?
Listen, no. I have
The
seen the
strangest
consequence.
thing
No.
can be beneficial to the
Let me
group.
explain. No. No.
A diamond that could potentially revive one of us
Okay.
is very beneficial.
Counterpoint. Why do you keep stealing from churches and altars and other people's religious centers when, yes, on one hand, that's where you got the 6 stones. On the other hand, that's how we got your infernal friend out of a jam.
Well, why does all of our adventures take us to the religious aspects here?
Because the gods hate us. I don't know. That's
We
not the
don't have
important
any more
part.
time.
We
for
need
this.
to set it down. We'll come back for it later if we're so inclined.
If we're still alive.
If we're still alive.
Hmm.
Put it down.
It'll be here when we come back.
You guys
Just-
are hilarious.
Just gently shushing Thea out of the fucking room and closing the door behind us.
All the times
Okay.
for me not to have arcane lock.
Hmm.
I have knock, so I can just open it.
She has a point. There is no lock she cannot get through right now. You are like the avatar of fucking greed. You know that, right? We have 2 other doors. Let's open them up and then not steal their contents.
That has not been a thing, and that is not going to start. I can already tell you that.
Let's open this door.
Why don't we go see what the open corridor is?
Okay,
Be-
she's wandered off. I go over here and open this door. I've had it.
Okay. You pop it open. Inside there, the brazier is at the feet of a tall humanoid posed like this, wreathed in leaves and vines and a scattering of treasure across the floor.
Okay.
Dundon, would you go with her, please?
It's okay, she's not going to get far.
Oh, I hate when you say that.
We should
And
probably stick together.
yep, as they do that, I open this 3rd door.
This one is the head of a lion, and the basin of the brazier is at the bottom of the mouth, almost as if it's breathing fire. It has an extremely warlike expression, but it is also a very nature looking mini shrine, if you will, and there is a scattering of treasure across the floor.
Ah, fascinating. Close the door. I know better than to tamper with altars to gods I do not know.
Okay, so as you wander out, the corridor turns the corner
Oh no.
and is basically blocked with a bunch of wood logs. And there are some little pointy bits sticking out towards you.
I guess they had, well, I can't see any of this, so.
I'm gonna check it out without really getting too touchy. Just to see if this is something I could disassemble if needed.
You could. It would take time.
How dry's the wood?
Yeah.
It's not. It's not like it's old.
And
Okay.
it's been in a relatively humid environment. Also, starting a fire down here is a bad idea.
I know it's a can we is the question.
Yeah, I was thinking axes, but sure.
You could, given enough time, you could hack your way through it
How tall is the pile?
to the ceiling.
How tall is the ceiling?
They basically built a wall to block this off.
Yeah, basically, you're talking ballpark 10 feet.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe we should look at the
okay.
other way down.
Yeah, and also the noise to get through it is only going to be an invitation to come down and investigate. If
Because
you think back to the map we've seen so far, there isn't a way out listed on our map going that direction.
Yeah.
I think that may have been on purpose, and it also looks like it would lead to stuff that's on the upper level, not going to the lower level. I have a feeling we need to go down, doobie doo, down, down.
Yes.
I agree. Oh, this is going to be a fascinating mess.
Breaking up is hard to do.
Are you okay, Dundon?
Oh yeah, I was just continuing the song.
Oh, fuck, fuck,
All right.
fuck, fuck, fuck.
All right, Dundon team shield wall.
Yep, I'm coming. Just trying to keep up with Thea.
That's the story of our lives.
And Thea tries to get around me. She's getting an elbow in the head. I'm officially throwing bows just to warn you. We are taking front on this for the moment.
That's fine by me. I will take up the rear.
We get to hear, what do we say?
Round the corner, And the air does get a little fresher down here. Looks to be like you have found down along the side of this stone corridor, one of your vents.
Yay!
And that matches up with what I was expecting based on the map we have, so that
Oh,
bodes
shit.
well. All faiths as one. We are approaching an area as we go a little bit further down here.
Yeah.
There's something that we're coming up on that is listed as all faiths as one, a temple of some sort. What do we
As
see in
you
this
reach
area
the
here?
end,
Yeah.
you see this room looks like it was at some point some kind of shrine or temple or something, and it is just demolished. There is an opening, there is a door directly across. You can't quite see it. This is pure rubble. This has been not just desecrated but destroyed.
Okay.
Is there a way to crawl over it to get to the other side?
Yep, absolutely. It's just a question of it is for you it is difficult terrain. For Dundon, he's like, oh, do 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 do.
Yeah.
This is where Dundon was born.
All right, Dundon. Yeah, you're it.
There is a door right there.
I'll check for traps.
Yeah, because we're getting right in towards like
Booting through it. Boot.
we're getting in
Yaru,
towards
you'll
where
have to be on the other side of it. There's that you'll have to stay to the right. There you go. The door is essentially
Oh, the door. Okay, the door is directly in front of Dundon right now.
yeah, sorry, it's right there.
Gotcha. Couldn't
Hard
see
to
it.
see. Sorry. That one's on me.
I got an 11.
You are absolutely confident there are no traps there.
Well, hot diggity. I'll boot it open.
Boom. That was kind of loud, but it is open.
Adventure time.
Down through that little corridor, and you well, let me get
Getting a
Malva
little
to it.
nauseous. Too
In
much
this
music.
rubble, is there any like kind of like objects, or is it just furniture and stone?
I am so glad that you stopped to dig around.
your kleptomania.
You have advantage. Give me a roll.
Uh, uh, 8, 24. 24.
As you're in there, you just have this sense, you have this moment, you're like, there's something, there's gotta be something here. Why would they trash it if there wasn't something here? And you're kind of sifting, you're like running your hands through things, just sort of moving around. And you come up with a little pendant, just about that big. It's just the end of the pendant. It's just a round symbol, as you say. And it looks like in the center, it looks like a pair of dice.
Gotta hold on to it.
Okay. You just get this warm fuzzy, you're kind of like, that's pretty cool. I'm keeping that.
The constantly walking the line between archaeology and grave robbing.
Potato, tomato.
I love that.
You should change your background from scholar to archaeologist specifically. Get you a hat.
And a whip.
And a whip.
She doesn't need any more access to mischief, just the hat.
I'm good with my daggers.
Um
Whip's too kinky anyway.
Mm,
wow. So And Dundon, as you head forward, you recognize this this area is essentially an underground defensible area. You have seen structure like this before. Each of those lighter, sort of yellow looking V shapes, there's a little sliver that you can see out into a corridor beyond that.
Murder holes.
And there are crossbows set on the tables in between, along with quivers holding crossbow bolts. This is essentially murder holes for as you peek through the corridor beyond.
We all kind of just file
Yeah,
in here.
I'm gonna share that with everyone.
This would be a very good opportunity for us to tilt the cards in our favor. And I'm going to take the quivers and put them into the bag of holding.
Check those arrows. Are they anything special?
No,
No,
Oh.
but
they're
they're-
common crossbow bolts.
they're very special in the fact that they're not going to get shot at us anymore. That's
Oh,
what makes
no,
them
tracking
special.
with that. But I was just thinking, I mean, there's other things here.
Oh, potentially.
How new are these weapons? Have they been placed here relatively recently? Okay.
Yes.
So
So
is this are we looking through a wall or is there
Yes.
doors leading on to the next
There are
chamber?
no doors. There's no way out here.
these are
There's no way
these-
out here.
No.
And looking through, it's essentially on the same height. It's not, we are not higher or lower than the corridor.
Correct.
yeah, this is a kill corridor here, to which I will happily disarm and either take just the quivers or the quivers and the crossbows, as I'm just going to continue shoving things into the bag of holding.
Can we see anything through the looky holes?
As
Like,
you look, you
do we see, like,
see
People coming in and out of the
specifically,
tomb?
I'm not gonna, well, let me see if I can. Let's see if I can do this. Oh. You can see just across that corridor, there's another set of these. And you can see movement or light flickering behind the arrow slits, but you can't get any real determination of what's back there.
I don't like that.
Which means if anyone's paying attention on their side, they'll be able to see flickers of us in this room.
Well,
we have no
there's
lights up.
there's no light behind us,
Okay.
Everyone
thankfully.
here can see in the dark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have the benefit of pretty much moving in the dark, so we don't have the problem of being backlit. They do.
One moment, please.
The fact that there's kill holes on the other side too makes me a little leery.
Yeah, it just means that they planned on driving people through this corridor and attacking them from both sides.
Execution style. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
It's an
True.
excellent defense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is what we call a sausage tree or a
Yeah.
ham bush.
A ambush.
But the only other way out was on this side was blocked off unless we missed a passageway.
Well,
We did.
What I find interesting is that the map says all faiths as one temple. Just
I mean-
beyond the killy holes.
well, and notice that so it would be, you could have corridor on either side of All Faiths is One, and those are processionals, both sides, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I think the layout will make itself clearer to us as we continue
Right.
to explore. Well, not that I am opposed to drastic and mildly amusing ideas and uses of.
You can't go there.
Can't get out that way.
Yeah, there is no
Oh,
way to
that's not a
go.
corridor.
It
Oh.
is.
It is.
It
a
is.
corridor. You can't.
But this
get
is
there.
this is a solid wall
Yeah,
in
all you
between
have
us
is
and
two
Oh,
if you
oh,
can
I didn't see
squeeze
that.
through
Thank you.
this, squeeze through a 2-inch murder hole that's
Sorry,
yay
did not
by
see that.
yay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know somebody
Now-
who could, but I don't know that it's necessarily worthwhile.
I was about to say, you could gaseous form your way across to the other one and investigate it without us having to go there.
Or I could gaseous form you and put you over there.
I'm actually okay with that if I can get back. If you think
Yeah,
it's
that's the
worthwhile,
thing.
Yeah, getting you there is the easy part. Getting you back is the hard part. I could definitely, I could do a
How
little
about-
bit more
how about clairvoyance from here, or clairaudience?
Gesundheit.
Has anyone listened?
No, because we're too busy talking.
I
That
don't
is a
think we're-
problem with this group.
I don't think we're talking that much.
Can I just say something? Okay, I just did. Thank you.
Yes, listening would be the next thing out there.
What an amazing idea.
Huh?
Can I roll a perception for that, DM?
Sure.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That is a natural 20. So
Oh.
27.
You actually, as you are moving along at each different hole of the 4 that are available,
Mm-hmm.
the one furthest to the essentially top of the screen, your right, as you're standing there, you faintly hear voices off to the right.
Hmm.
And you hear, yes, off that way, you hear like faint, like tools chipping at things, clink, 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 that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You hear as you move down to the next one, you hear there are multiple voices speaking from the holes across the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you come all the way down to the left, you definitely hear more voices down there out that way, but they don't sound. It almost sounds as if it's just folks sitting around. It's not like working. It's more like casual.
This is where guards are just kind of chilling out. This is where work towards work.
That seems to be the case.
So what we should be doing is shutting the fuck up and being very quiet. And that we need to find a way to avoid getting attention. I will relay this information quietly to the others. It sounds like there are guards to the south, but it sounds like there will be more people and workers the further in.
Dundon, do me a favor. Give me a 20-sider. Roll
What
it
am I
up
rolling for?
Whatever, something vaguely dwarven, because you have a sense of where you are underground, correct?
I do. I always know where I am underground.
I also know which direction's north.
Elsbeth, you do realize that Azathan is correct. North is essentially top of the page. Dundon, as you're thinking about it, to the left from where you're standing, you kind of take that moment and you're like, wait a minute. Through the grove, under the fountain, around the corner, you're like, that's probably where the door is.
The main entrance.
Yeah, it's probably the main entrance over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we should avoid that for now.
Mm.
Is there a? I'd like to take a moment and check along this little murder hole station we have here. It seems unlikely for a station like this to be loaded and ready to go without a way in and out that's easily accessible. There's got to be a button or a trigger somewhere to get in and out of this room.
You could. Ooh, still screen sharing. Wrong screen.
As it do. As it do.
You search around in there, but this is essentially specifically designed not to open. You don't like. I understand what you're saying. There's usually a sally port
Yeah.
in some kind of line of defense, but this is not that.
This is odd. But now it's given us four quivers of bolts and 4 crossbows, so I'll take advantage of their odd.
It is different construction than the stonework around it.
Okay.
As
So-
you're investigating it, you see it is different. Specifically,
When you say different, do you
this
mean
is like it was
newer?
built. This is looked like it was built and hammered into the stonework around it. It's wood and stone-ish sort of. Cause there's some stone in here, but a lot of it is just timber.
Okay.
So this is more fortification of the.
Existing stone corridor.
This is where the gang has its guards keep an eye on the workers to and fro. So we should really be thinking that maybe someone's going to be, well, not on this side, since the only other way out of here was blocked.
Right, but it's got pointed things in the direction of where all of the mushroom people were.
So I think they abandoned this at some point. Like they had constructed this, then their presence here agitated the Myconids and the Shambling Mound. And
Hence
so
the
this
wood
was
that they basically hold off this area
Okay.
with all that wood, so they didn't have to deal with the myconoids
Yeah.
that they disturbed after they came here at one point. Let's imagine, oh look, let's send the guards to set up the ambush, and the guards don't come back. Oh, myconoids, lots of trees, stop them, we're never going there again.
Okay.
Hence the reason
Some-
that temple is destroyed.
Yeah, very likely. The timeline in and of itself isn't terribly important. Just we know that they aren't expecting anything but trouble from this side of this side of the temple.
So
So
how
we
do we get
picked a good
out?
entryway.
We did, but it also makes me think if they put that much effort into making sure that nothing from this direction gets out from that way, unless we find a creative alternative entrance, they're going to have a lot of pointy sticks focused right at that, right down that corridor.
Kind of looks like it too. Dan, what was the center thing in the middle of the garden?
Yeah, that sort
It's-
of vaguely empty casket looking thing.
It's actually steps that go up to the roof, to the
Okay.
ceiling. But the ceiling looks, for all intents and purposes, to be completely closed off.
Interesting.
Well,
Fascinating.
what I'm getting is, unless there's a hidden passage, we're gonna have to make some noise.
Very likely. I can go get us some more information. Better to play it smart and play it quiet because we are
Hmm.
not
Do
in a
we want to
position.
check the stairs going up first?
Yeah, because I might not have been blocked
I'm sorry, which stairs going up?
In the
in the
garden?
nature room.
Oh, in
the
here?
center of the little garden.
Yeah.
Because it looks blocked from down here, but it may not be once we get up to the top.
We can
Sure.
check.
He
I'm
just skips across the void.
across space and time. Um, I th
You don't really, unless we want to start making noise, that's really the only option.
I think
Well, I mean, he can gas himself up and
um well, thankfully since we took a bit of a rest, I have other options. Um
Do you? Oh right, your wild shade's come back.
mhm. Iadu, don't
Mhm.
let them do anything terribly reckless. I'm
thank
going
you.
to go see if I can go get any additional information. I will be sneak. Oh, and he's gone. All right, fair enough.
No, as in I was waiting for instruction and headed back that way.
Fair. Don't let them do anything crazy, but if they do, I'll be back soon. If I'm not back in 30 minutes, assume bad things have happened.
And let her take all the loot. Gotcha. As I'm walking away.
That's not covered in the life insurance policy. And with that, I will wild shape into a tiny, tiny lizard.
Okay.
and kind of scamper up the wall through the kill thing. First things first, I'm the realist, and I'm gonna move. Do I have a? No, I don't have. Oh wait, yes I do. Da, 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 da. Oh, what? No, I don't need that. I just need a picture. Why is it not gonna let me do things? Why does it hate me? Fuck it, it's not worth it. And I will move, just kind of take a peek in to what's going on over here.
You scamper across, you peek in there, and you do see there is a very low light,
Mm-hmm.
and the light is coming from further down, almost a mirror image hallway.
Okay.
There are 4 individuals in there
Mm-hmm.
who look as though they are specifically hanging around waiting for someone to shoot.
So very bored guards. Excellent.
You got it.
Very bored. Maybe not totally sleepy,
No,
but I do
they're having
have.
whispered conversations, but nothing particularly
That would be
earth-shattering.
a hilarious opportunity to stab them in the ankle with those needles. But I can't do that quite yet. So I know there's 4 guards in here. I'm gonna scamper further north. I'm up along like towards the top of the wall in along where they meet, just so I am as inobtrusive as humanly well as lizardly possible.
Okay. Give me a moment, please.
Talk to them about bundling their tomb insurance.
Oh,
Life insurance policy doesn't cover bits and pieces and stupid acts of treason to gods. I got to work on that jingle.
you do.
Yeah, well,
Workshop it later.
Yeah. I
Uh,
feel like there's another kind of lizard for this. A gecko?
Nah.
salamander.
Accent's all wrong.
Who would use a salamander or a gecko?
there we go.
Never.
That's what I'm looking for.
I'm deeply concerned.
He's just gonna stick to the bad Australian accent.
I'm gonna lick my eyeball.
All right, so I'm going to not describe this directly because you are the only one who sees it.
Okay.
But if you have your chat thingy open,
Discord, where at?
bing, the G chat one.
Oh shit. All right. Give me a minute. The one chat platform I didn't have open.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
It's guaranteed to be private though.
That is, oh,
Do you see it?
I do. I
Okay.
wish I didn't.
That is apparently the work area. There are workers sort of moving about. There is a mezzanine above.
Mhm. Are they, as I'm watching them, are they building this statue or are they chipping bits off of the statue?
That is exactly it.
Oh dear.
As you look, you see that they're trying to chip pieces away. There's scaffolding up around the statue. Give me a perception roll.
Thankfully, this keeps my mental stats. That is an 18.
Right where the heart should be, you see a big old hole, like a sliver that's missing.
I'm smart enough to know exactly what's supposed to go in that hole.
Would it happen to be the thing I'm carrying?
Motherfucker. Okay.
Welcome to Milk Run.
Yeah, everything will be totally fine. This will be a milk run. We go in, we get what we needed, and we get out and we get paid. Yay. Fucking stupid goddamn cult son of a god. Fuck. I'd imagine the tiny fucking quacking of a lizard. Just
You see this tongue going.
just I I'm glad you can't understand Sylvan because I am saying some very uncouth things.
One
Oh,
random worker. What was that?
no, they can't hear me over the sounds of chiseling.
Also, if you witness top right,
Yep. I can see that I can figure that's
you
down the
got it.
corridor of pain.
You got it.
Okay. Wow, we really do need to find another way to get out of there. Holy shit. That's impressive in like the worst of ways. I don't know. Oh wait, I know exactly how I'm going to get everybody out of this. Wait. No. I could probably fit one person in the bag. But I could probably fit a Dundon in the bag.
No,
Inan.
No, not that big.
No.
All right, I cannot fit a Dundon in the bag.
no.
All right, so I can't do. Well, wait, I know how I can. Oh man, I have so many ways to get through this, but I don't. I love this. This is great. I have to actually think and solve puzzles. All right. So I will gather this information, and I will continue on. Let me just double check something real quick. How long has it been at this point in time, DM?
How long do you have?
Let
Well,
me.
Chief's an hour, I think.
Yeah. Let's just go with that because I don't have the specific ruling directly in
Yeah,
front
no,
of
I'm pretty
me.
sure it's an hour.
How much?
I have an hour.
Oh, dude, you got time.
Yeah,
You
because
like
it's
Mr.
been like
Incredible. I
it's
got time.
it's been like a couple minutes at most.
Yeah.
I will keeping to the shadows because I have dark vision and staying out of sight. I'm gonna go to the northeast, or sorry, the northwest.
Okay. Give me some kind of a stealth roll.
Ah. Ah! All right.
Sounds stealthy.
That is a 17. Actually, hold on. Let me double check something real quick.
Yeah. Because that's a hard stat, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So it's the roll on this thing's, and it doesn't have it as a skill. So stealth is a dexterity. It gains no bonuses for that. So correction, it is a 14.
Okay. You do manage to sneak through. You get all the way to the opening. Are
Mhm.
you headed down that
I'm-
corridor?
I'm gonna look down the corridor before I go down the corridor.
It goes far enough that as you see, it turns a corner and that's it.
Okay, then I will go down the corridor.
Okay. Cruising down there, you leave the work area where you were behind. It's sparsely lit, so it's pretty easy to stay hidden down along the corner of the wall.
Mhm.
It hooks another turn, then it
Mhm.
hooks another turn, and as you come into the area there, there's a longer corridor with doors, and then another corridor that leads off to the left. You do hear a lot more voices here, particularly further ahead.
Okay. This is far beyond where I would feel comfortable going without the others. So it is at this point in time, I will turn back. I'm gonna see if when I get back to the center room with the statue.
Well, you've got a lot of time still. I mean, this didn't take long. This is not
True.
a long corridor.
True. I'm also trying to track where you're at on the map, so I have a general idea as well. But I cannot see the same things you do.
Yes, I know.
Um, all right. I'm going to be a brave druid and I will carry on.
Okay.
It's only brave if you survive.
Oh, bravery is bravery, whether I live or not.
Bravery, stupidity. It's a fine line.
Yeah, it's stupid if you die.
Exactly.
It's stupid if you never participated or had anything to do.
Stupid if they find your body in a bad position.
That's true. That is very true.
No,
All right.
that's disappointing.
As
But
you
anyway.
cruise down this corridor,
Mhm.
you notice that the right-hand side, there's only one set of double doors.
Mhm.
As you're cruising down to the left, there's a little corridor that opens off to one side, and you see like 4 or 5 doors down that way. Then as you keep going, there's another set of double doors. Further down, there's another turn off to the left.
Mhm.
But you realize as you get just about to that turn
Mhm.
that there's a big opening coming up ahead to your right, and you hear a lot of voices from there.
Like
There's
chanting.
a lot of activity going on.
Hmm. Okay.
And it is better lit than it is here.
And that is not a place I want to venture. I am brave, but I am not reckless. So it is with that, I will return to the party.
Okay.
On doing so, when I get back to the room with the statue, I'm
Okay.
gonna see if I can go through the northeast exit, which has the palisades and such set up. Is there room for me to get through there?
Yes.
Then that is the route I will go through. And I will
Okay.
look on my way through, I will look to see if there's anything on our side or on the inside, the not pointy side that I could use to get through that more reasonably. Or to get rid of it in a way that isn't so dramatic.
As a then, you're all druid levels, right?
Correct.
You're level 7. Cool, you can stay in the shade for 3 hours.
Oh, thank you. I have even more time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that I'm actually going to make that note here.
So I sent you another shot.
Yep.
This is
Okay.
this essentially as you squirm your way back through, it's a double barrier.
Yep.
There
There-
are some particular points that you think you might be able to make it work, but you're really not sure.
Okay.
Do you have engineering of any kind?
It's not really. I mean, as a druid, fortifications are almost always made out of wood, so I'm at least vaguely familiar with them. But it's not really my wheelhouse.
Okay.
I
As far
don't.
as you could tell, you'd have to hack your way through this stuff. And it wouldn't be easy because, as you saw, barrier number 2 is all pointy pointies headed your way.
Yeah. They designed this to keep things in, and they're doing a very good job of it.
Yep.
Okay. That will require some clever problem solving on our part.
I forgot. I'm looking through my stuff. I got a vial of bubbling liquid.
I
Just got a
empty,
can of soda.
honestly. What did you bring? I brought the bubbly.
Oh, never got a name for it, but yeah.
Well, and it's not.
Oh boy.
I need to look at some spell descriptions real quick.
Well, so you get back to the rest of the group.
Yep. I get back to the rest of the group. I will come out of wild shape. Okay.
Now, point of order, are you coming from the area where we left you, or are you coming in through the other doorway?
I'm coming in through the other doorway.
That was a key point that I wanted to make sure everybody noticed. Okay.
Okay. So I have some good news and I have some bad news.
Bad first. Always wants to pick me up later.
The bad news is there are 2 barriers rather than just one, and all of them are designed to keep things in. So there is no subtle, stealthy way that we're getting through both these sets of barriers.
Okay.
The good news, as soon as we get through those barriers, the place we need to go put that shard is right there. It's a giant statue that they're actively chipping away at.
Statue of what?
It looks like it's a man holding up the temple roof. I'm not going to say these guys are smart for trying to chip away at things that are holding up the roof, but I'm going to assume if that shard came from that statue, it's obviously not just some mere statue.
And that they're using this as the raw material for the potions of mage enhancement that have dire consequences. So I think they feel like they have to keep chipping, even if it does bring down the whole place.
Yes, there are workers who are not, to the best of my knowledge, a part of. They're the people who got brought in like we would have been.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see many guards on the interior corridors. So it seems like they're pretty much concentrated at the entrance and in the kill corridor. But towards the way back, there is a much larger area that is populated and very well lit. So I couldn't really sneak around to get much of an idea. These corridors are windy. There are likely going to be lots of opportunities for us to get snuck up on. We should be swift in how we deal with this problem. At the very least, we should return that shard before we do anything else.
Okay. While Azathan has been away, the folks at the stair, have you been doing anything where this seems to be like this stair to the
Yeah,
ceiling?
I think we'd be. I think Thea definitely would be looking. She's the best at that sort of thing.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Give me an idea. What are your thoughts on how are you trying to look at this? What are you trying to do?
First I want to investigate just to see if it seems like this has been utilized by someone other than us.
It doesn't appear that way from where you're standing.
Okay. I got nothing in my head. I'm sorry, guys.
Let me just check and see if the upper level is sealed.
Yeah,
You're gonna-
and I hear you
yeah.
guys talking up there. I'm like, it stairs to a dead end. Maybe check the dead end for secret doors
What I
or
was gonna
something
do.
in the ceiling
Yeah.
that would allow it to have these
Oh,
stairs be
yeah.
functional.
That's what I would have checked. But
Dundon, do you go up to help?
Oh, I don't feel comfortable leaving her up there alone.
Okay.
I'm glad that's the thing that you are uncomfortable with and not the risk of like whatever the hell has been set up there to close it off falling down on you.
Yeah.
I've already, yeah, but those streamy things didn't go down without a fight. I'm sure that was a good amount of what they were trying to keep in.
So let's do investigation rolls for both of you.
All right.
Huzzah.
I got
I have a 17.
24.
So Thea's like, wait a minute. You said okay. So you start putting your hands up and sliding your hands along, and you're like, wait a minute. And you find this ridge, this little crevice, and you're like, this doesn't seem quite right. As you move around it, it's essentially a fat rectangle, about the shape of a door.
Open it up.
How? It doesn't move. It's just a rectangle of basically stone at the ceiling.
I mean,
I'm going to use my dwarven knowledge of stonework to see if there's anything like a release or some sort of
Once she points it out to you,
mechanicizer.
you're like, oh, isn't that clever? It looks like if you can find the catch, that you could just sort of pop it to it sort of looks like it sort of would pop to the side.
Like a manhole.
This is
Yeah.
a Dundon ex machina indeed.
It looks like you could absolutely, as soon as you find the catch, you should be able to do that.
I also have the observant feature. Would Thea be able to find the catch knowing now what we're looking for?
You could certainly try.
And we should probably also let the others know before we, rain hell down on them.
It's only holding back a pool of lava. Don't worry about it.
Don't dig straight up or down.
I put a
An
torch
umbrella?
underneath me. I put a torch underneath me at all times.
Okay.
That doesn't help with the lava, but okay.
Yeah. That's where I keep cobblestone.
Bucket of water will do it.
Mm-hmm.
Trick I learned from Jack
Um,
Matillo.
You manage, as you're sort of poking around there, you do manage to find the catch. You're like, oh, that's the release. Found it.
Lay it open.
It doesn't open. The catch doesn't move.
Is it? It's like frozen.
Something. You're not sure.
How sure are we that the other people can't get to us?
What other people?
The folks outside the double pointy stick
Yeah.
block corridor.
There's, as far as you could tell, there's no way they're getting in either direction. Just
I
as
can
much
always
as
use
you're
knock.
in, they're out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we want to use knock?
I mean,
Let's use knock.
Okay. Are you waiting for Azathan to get back before you do that?
Yeah.
oh,
Sure.
are you,
Okay.
Thea?
Sorry.
Hey, I did say don't let him do anything too terribly reckless. This could totally happen while I'm out, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but no, we would convince her. If anything else, if she tried to do it, I was gonna go ahead and have her start picking up treasure in the shrines while you were gone.
I would most definitely rather do
Wow.
that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you didn't force me to because you actually behaved. That was my alternate distract-a-thea plan.
That was Plan C.
Yes.
Plans D through Z involve incredible
Violence.
amounts of violence.
And flamingos, but we'll talk about that later.
As the druid, I'm deeply concerned where you're getting flamingos from.
It's an altered item. It's fine.
No,
There's
no.
there's a reference for some of you people online.
No.
If you get it, you get it.
All right.
If you
So-
know, you know.
You wait until Azathan gets back. You get all the information. You've got all these pieces. Are you going to, in fact, knock on the door?
Yep.
We know there's no subtle way to do it. This is probably the closest we're gonna get.
As you're observing it, you see. So Thea, you're going to do the the
Mhm.
knock?
Yeah, because I had that several times with my little coin.
So Thea's like, huh, hey, I learned about this. Bonk. And as you see it, you see a spider web of arcane marks that the knock just crackles. And chung, the latch lets go.
The thing I forgot to do was check it on the site. Arcane lock.
You got it. And she just knocked it open. And
Let's go in.
There's like a. How far is the distance for that to be heard?
Not
It
our problem
opens
right
up.
now.
And
Are we
you
going up?
can poke your head up, and let's shift our focus.
Oh boy.
Upstairs, huh?
Oh,
Yeah. Look
oh, God.
north.
Yep.
See the trapdoor right there at the bottom?
Yep.
And
That's where
where
we.
you poke your head up into,
Sweet Jesus.
which puts us right about our normal stopping time.
Get out of here. Really? Come on.
We yak a lot.
That looks like dinner.
You are not wrong.
Man.
300 feet.
Not that Dundon's always hungry, but I mean, you know.
So naturally, Theo's the first one out the door.
Yeah.
Who's next?
That would be me.
I was probably next.
And then Iadu.
And then you.
That's all going in the bag of holding.
That's a pig.
Okay.
A roast pig.
Yeah,
That is our, if we're good, that is our natural, usually our natural stopping time.
that is
All right.
good for me.
All right. Let me do the stop thingy here.